Hello and welcome! I'm Phoenix, and this is Minecraft DW20. I came to the Nether because I want to show you guys something that I really like. This is the Morph mod, and so as you can see, if you kill a bunch of different kinds of creatures, you can turn into those creatures, which I think is pretty awesome. But the one thing that I really wanted to show you was the fire bat. Now this works for blazes equally as well, except that they're about the same size as a person. But what I actually wanted to show you, and hold on while I dig up this Ardite that I just noticed, is that for one, the firebat can of course fly, which is just great. I'm gonna be using that a lot. The other thing I wanted to show you is that the firebat ignores fire damage. But because no creature in Minecraft can avoid all types of damage, anything that avoids fire damage takes damage from water. So blazes and blazes and firebats and anything that is normally on fire, like this thing, fire elemental. Oh jeez. Yeah, it's chasing me. Anything that's normally on fire or anything that normally doesn't care about fire damage, zombie pigmen included, will take damage if it touches water, but anything that's the other way around will only take damage if it touches fire. So, it makes sense, right? Anyway, so I came to the Nether to look for a bunch of Ardite and Cobalt, because Ardite and Cobalt are the two main ingredients in making the top tier Tinker's Construct tools, and I'm actually holding a few of those right now. So I use, since each of the lesser tools only has three parts to it, I use 1 part Manyullyn, 1 part Cobalt, 1 part paper. The Manyullyn increases the durability, the Cobalt increases the speed at which it does its job, and the paper increases the amount of mods that you can put on the tool. So, for example, I think you only get 3 mod slots. Oh, Jesus! Ah. I threw my mouse. Sorry about that. That just really surprised me. As I was saying, I think you normally get 3 mod slots for your tools, but with paper you get another, you get an extra slot per paper part. So I only add 1 part paper, and so I get 4 mod slots. And so I'm just flying around collecting any cobalt I happen to see. If you think you want to, go to the Nether and use some kind of machine to go dig up like chunks or something and try to get as much cobalt and ardite as you can without having to do the work, it's not worth it. This stuff spawns so rarely that it's not really worth it to try to automate a mining process to get it. It's easier to just fly around using whatever method you like best and just find it yourself, mine it yourself. I think in the last episode, I think I told you about the alamite, and you need alamite to get cobalt and ardite. Alamite is the only thing that can mine the 2 ores until you get them, and then they can mine themselves, which, only makes sense. But anyways, the reason I came back for more is because the hammer and the lumber axe take quite a bit, especially the hammer. So I wonder if I can find any more. Nice thing about the map, I've got those 2 red dots on the map. I don't remember if I made those intentionally or if they just kind of got created by something else, but either way, those just kind of mark my house or the portal actually. So that's gonna be our guide to getting back home. These little lovelies are imps, and they're actually basically nether pigs. That you can get imp hide from them, and you can make special armor with the imp hide. I'll talk about those trees later. And then they also drop, I think it's just like imp pork chops or something, maybe. They're just kind of nether pigs. That's pretty much the best description I can give. So I think... Oh no, I'm starving. Good thing I've got a ton of monster flesh. Jerkified monster flesh. Alright. Oh yeah, oh, those are fires, or those are, what are they called? Heat spiders. They're not fun. Ooh. Okay, so, there's something that I haven't mentioned. Oh, gassed. There's different berries in this game. In the overworld, there's blackberry, or actually, I think it's blueberries, raspberries, malaberries, and, raspberries? Yeah, I think it's raspberries. But in the nether, there's skyberries, and then I'm trying to remember, because I don't use them very often. Basically, the nether berries are, they give you a bonus and a drawback. The bonus is pretty great, but the drawback is about equal to, the benefit of the bonus. So, like, I think one of them makes you run and jump faster and higher, but it, I think maybe it decreases your, I don't really remember. I'll tell you when I find out. But, point being, they're not just free upgrades or free benefits. You actually have to sacrifice some. Okay, so what's next? Let's go throw this ore into the smelter. And wow, I actually got quite a bit. I need to move the smelter down a floor and then add another layer to it. But adding another layer is going to involve going out and finding clay. Because I've got plenty of sand and gravel, but I don't have any clay left. And unfortunately, we don't have Equivalent Exchange 3, which is one of the ways that I got clay on the last playthrough that I never finished. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Is that right? That's right. I think also in this episode I'm going to set up the thermal expansion machines, and maybe I'll go hunting for more food. That sounds like a good idea. But I'll definitely do the thermal expansion machines because I really want to get into those. Plus, the Tinker's Construct smelter, as cool as it is, it's not gonna fit our purposes for forever because it's simply too slow. I'm sorry, but it is. In mass, it's faster because it can do a whole bunch all at once, but overall, per item, it's slower than a pulverizer combined with a smelter. So, I don't know, maybe they're equal technically. I'm not really sure, but I need to move on to machines, and so that's that. Oh wow, I actually got quite a bit of netherrack. I took a hammer and just started digging a hole through the netherrack just to try to get to a new place, and so I got quite a bit of netherrack from that. You can actually smelt netherrack into nether bricks, and we're going to need that for something called the magma crucible. And the magma crucible you use to melt various things into liquid forms of themselves, as the name implies. And so things like ender pearls, redstone, glowstone, I think that's mostly it. You might be able to melt cobblestone into lava. I don't know. There's not really a use for that. Well, actually, there's probably a use for that. I bet somebody's come up with a use for that. But chances are I won't be doing that. At some point, I might, have a clever idea and decide to melt my tons of excess cobblestone and use it as fuel. But that's far down the road. So let's go. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to dig this out, and I will see you once I've gotten all the rooms dug. I am not going to chisel away all of the stone and turn it into stone brick, because that is extremely boring, and I'd rather just smelt it and replace it with a pickaxe. But anyways, see you in a few.